Well, I came here to tell the message of whether people would be willing to buy, useless advice. So, for example, if somebody came to you and said, "I can predict future winning lottery numbers," would you be willing to pay money for that kind of, when you know it's completely useless? That's what I wanted to kind of communicate. I think there are many reasons to it. I mean, one of them is that you want to delegate decision making. So if you don't want to make decision yourself about something that you're not too sure about, so you just pay somebody to make decisions for you. But there is a theory that kind of explains all of this, and that is people tend to detect patterns in otherwise unrelated events. So if you see things moving in the dark, it's easier for us to believe that there's something there. So when we see people, making correct predictions about stock market, lottery wins, we believe that this guy has some kind of skills and or power or magic. So that's why we're willing to pay money to these kind of people, even though there's nothing at all to it. We call it heuristic in economics. So heuristic is like the emotional side. So we tend to think that people are quite logical. But then research has shown that we're not as logical as we like to think we are. Emotions, play a big part in our lives, and this is the emotional side of us. So we react quickly to things like magic, to all these things, and that's one of the main reasons. Unfortunately, it's very difficult. I mean, as I've shown in my talk, that it doesn't matter how much you know about probabilities, you still fall for this kind of bias. But I'm quite hopeful, I'm quite optimistic that in the future there might be a mechanism to, especially the government, when we know that this kind of bias happen, and we know that people fall victims to scam artists and all this kind of thing, we need to design market for predictions better, not to let these people scam you out of your own money. So yes, so I think that's a role for the government and policymakers. I think we need to be more careful. I think pessimistic is a wrong word. I mean, we need to always remember that this emotional thing it helps us survive for a very long time. So it's nothing bad. Of course, people might take advantage of it. But once we know the full information, at least we can try to be more careful, even though occasionally we might fall victim to this sort of thing. But it's nice to know, at least, I think.